Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201, and today we are going to start what is our weekly series for the next 10 weeks. And for 7 of those weeks, there'll be double episodes on Sunday. We will be doing Lioness weekly pods on Sunday morning, and on Sunday night we will be doing Lanterns pods for when that finally comes out on HBO. Both shows are phenomenal. I've seen the first 3 episodes of Lanterns. I have seen the first 2 episodes of Lioness. I will probably get some more screeners of both shows eventually. Whatever, both shows are phenomenal, and it's great to have two good shows to be having on weekly on Sunday because December's kind of been dry. We also have Furious on Hulu on Mondays with Emma Rosenberg. Um, While we're doing this, I hope it's great to have a Sheridan. Listen, I love the Sheridan shows. I've always been in the bag for the Sheridan shows. I hope we get at least 2 more, based on the Sheridan Paramount deal before he has to start his Universal deal. I assume we're going to get at least 2 more Linus seasons, 2 more Landman seasons, um, one more extra Madison season. They're filming. I believe that is the current Sheridan show in production is the Madison, and then he has the Call of Duty movie. And we're going to talk about the Call of Duty movie a bit with Lioness because it's clear that Lioness has been the practice run for his Call of Duty movie. Now he's not directing the Call of Duty movie, but he is writing and producing it. It is a shame he's not directing it because this entire episode shows that Sheridan probably should also have been directing the Call of Duty movie. But let's get into it. I have no idea what the time jump has been. It doesn't. There's no hint of what the time jump has been since season 2. But we start off with a very hot naked Zoe Saldana in their house, and she is now working 9 to 5 for the federal government. We do not know why they're doing the homework thing, and she gets kidnapped in broad daylight while on the phone with director Caitlin Mead, Nicole Kidman's character. And Nicole Kidman's character is talking to a dude about how like AI is like the new frontier and how it's going to be our doomsday thing. She says, Zoe Saldana's Joe says she's get blackjacked while on the phone with Nicole Kidman, luckily. So Nicole Kidman knows that Joe's been kidnapped. And then we flash back to what is 6 months ago. We see the evil bald guy from House of Cards, Byron, about how he got met at a bar in DC at some information, and Joe and the gang do a secret jogging thing to get the information from the Ukrainian slash uh, Russian spy lady person about the information about this person that has a tracker and that where he's going to be, and that if you kidnap him, you can basically end the Ukraine Russian war. Right, this is what has happened 6 months before the kidnapping of Joe. Next thing you know, we're all in Ukraine, baby. And we have this crazy sequence of these fucking 300 drones being basically like suicide bombers to like the war in Ukraine. And I assume this is what is happening in like Iran and Ukraine right now, that this is what modern war looks like. So then Taylor Sheridan's character, Cody, is given the briefing about how this works, about how they got Gen 2 thermal, and that in the morning, the mist blocks all thermal and satellite imaging from the Koreans and the Russians. And Joe is like, I need to know about the team, etc., and all this information. And they're like, well, this is what we got to do. We only have one shot in regards to all of this. And we get this crazy sequence about how, like, look, this is our plan. We got to get this guy in, and all of it. You gotta love it. Okay. Drone warfare. This is what war is like now. So we start, they have to leave at 6 a.m. to go to the base, and they're fighting like Koreans. Sheridan releases 3. They send the drones under the mist, and Sheridan also sends 3 dogs. These 3 dogs constantly love eating Korean meat because they're fighting like these North Korean people. And we get this crazy sequence, right, of them like in the smoke with the drones above. We go to drone point of view shots, and then we get them murking the people that the dogs are eating. And then Dale from Landman and 2 other people are like watching it, and the guys who control the base are like, look, when the Russians send their drones, this door to close and whether you like it or not, okay? Called foreshadowing. And they're just watching it. They can't see anything. This entire sequence happens. One of the dogs gets shot. Oh, we see our first new character, by the way. Peter Hale from Teen Wolf is like Sheridan's new second in command for Sheridan's version. They're not Sheridan Squad is not they're not Delta Lioness Squad, but they're like a task force thing that I guess is more above board. They're not like they're not a off the books black ops thing like Jill and her crew. So they go, they murk it. There's this they find the Ukraine guy, they beat the shit out of him, they get the tracker out his armpit, everything, they make him concussed. And the dog and Peter Hale is holding the dog that got shot. They're rushing through it. The Russian drones are coming. Dale and the rest are doing fire with a lot of smokes, and they gotta shoot the drones, right? They gotta constantly shoot the drones to make sure everything is okay. Blocks it. They shoot most of the drones. They get into the base. The drone, one of the drones hits the door. The door is able to survive the explosion from the drones. And that's it. And they're all like have this crazy PTSD now with the drone war because it's a combination of World War One where everyone's in the trenches, but there's Star Wars drones. Go crazy. So they make the mission, they're back in the States, and she's home. And then Joe gets a knock on the door from some crazy looking white guy saying we're state police. Joe has her gun on her because Joe knows that because she works for the government, the police are never allowed to go to her house because she has a special government protection situation going on with it. And she's like, "You got 2 minutes. I want your badge number. All this." The guys try to break in. She kills them, and that's where Joe learns she's been burned. Okay, because they kidnapped the Russian guy. It means the Russians know about Joe and they're after her. Maybe are they just after Joe, or are they after Joe's entire little set task force? We don't know. I'm not giving spoilers for future episodes, by the way. I'm gonna do this week to week. I enjoy watching the show. Um, when Joe got kidnapped in the beginning of the episode, it's clear like they kidnap her in the same way that Joe's gang kidnapped the Russian dude from Ukraine. Clearly, there's going to have to be a hostage swap. And will Nicole Kidman go above and beyond to rescue Joe? Hopefully. Also, some real world situations. We have no idea if the 2024 election has happened in Lioness yet, right? Because I'm trying to remember this. I believe it's Trump is president in season 1 of Lioness. Biden is president in season 2 of Lioness. I have no idea if Trump is president again in season 3 of Lioness because it's not more that Trump is president. It's more, I guess, technically Pete Hegseth would be in charge, or with his whole hatred of women thing. I don't know if like the government was able to bury like what Nicole Kidman does and all of it, to shield it from Pete Hegseth. Because if like Pete Hegseth was in control, he'd be like, I don't think a woman should be in charge of the Lioness program. So he definitely wouldn't let Joe be the leader of the task force or, Nicole Kidman lead a super secret Black Ops group. But this whole sequence, the war sequence, right, shows that Sheridan's Call of Duty movie is going to be phenomenal. Lioness is going to be 10 wonderful weeks of television. And I always love when Joe's group has to meet up with the Sheridan group, as well as the fact that now that it seems since, Joe was kidnapped, I assume it's going to be Joe's group now with, Lila probably or not Lila, well, I got her, that's the actress's name, with Cruz probably taking command to lead the mission to find where she is and get her back. Because this is kinda like when Olivia Pope got kidnapped in Scandal. It's her being alive is such a national security risk. They either need to rescue her or kill her. Also, I love Sheridan. Sheridan in Lioness is great. I don't know how he does all this writing, directing, because Noah Wyle is in the same situation where he's writing, directing, and starring in half of the episodes of The Pit. Well, I mean, he's in every episode of The Pit, but I mean, Noah's like, well, he's also writing every episode, but he's directing some, right? Sheridan directs and writes, I think, every episode of Lioness. Actually, no, I think if I'm right, according to things, Laszlo directed some episodes of Lioness. Good for her. I think she directed the first episode. I don't know. I haven't checked. Either way, Lioness is phenomenal. Great to have Sheridan back week to week.